Hey guys, thanks for coming in and checking it out. We're on a really laggy Saturday here. I wanted to take some time. I want to use this as my overview, my intro video for Legion. I held off on this one for a while because I wanted to get a good grasp of what's going on everywhere before I committed to giving advice to someone. Yeah, right. Someone try to do something responsible. Yeah, because I don't want you coming to my house. Um, So first thing, you're gonna log it, and none of your add-ons are gonna work. No, they got guys working on add-ons right now, and I think they're doing a good job because I'm seeing add-ons popping up every day. So um, you're gonna come in, and the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna do your invasion quest line. Invading the Broken Isles here, and then when you finish your quest line. It'll take you back to Dalaran. If you'd like to see the invasion quest line ahead of time, I've got a video out there for it. So once you've done your invasion, the second part will be the artifact and setting up your class hall. So if you want to see a video for that, I have a video for that. So definitely check out my page. Please subscribe. We got 120 unique pet videos coming your way as soon as it's the server permitting. so but as of right now, like if you're leveling up, so you've done your invasion, you've done your artifact quest, and then you're back in your class hall, finalizing, which your class hall is then linked to Dalaran. Um, so you'll go ahead and there'll be a quest that'll pop up that'll give you a world map like this of the Broken Shore, and that you can start off at level 100 in any of the zones you're going to be able to pick of the four surrounding zones, Suramar being your high-end level here. Um, so For me, I found that I did Stormheim as my number one, I did High Mountain as my number two, I did Val'sharah as my number three, and Azuna as my number four. And let's just say most successfully. I created a bunch of characters, and I went for Azuna first, and I went for Val'sharah first, and I went for High Mountain first, and so on. And I found that the other areas were a little buggy. And I don't know if that had to do with phasing and such. But I found that the progression I did through Stormheim to High Mountain to Val'sharah to Azuna was seamless, and it was a great playthrough. Um, I'm going to head that way, for myself because I don't want to run into any issues just in case there are still issues. As of right now, we're 6 weeks away from the expansion, and they've got the servers pretty stable, so it's looking very positive. Today's just a bad day. I think it's a weekend day. I think we got the weekend Warcraft crew running the servers today, so I've been raising hell on the forums a little bit. But but yeah. So then you go ahead and you've leveled up, right? And then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna look, and you're gonna get approximately 6 quests, scattered. Multiple symbols. I'll tell you what's going on with the symbols in a moment. These are all dailies. I've completely cleared all the regular quests. And I definitely encourage, after you're done leveling up, to go back and make sure that you've knocked out all your regular quests. They're giving you the highest rep. They're giving you more rep than doing your dailies, by almost 4 to 1. So let's say 250 rep on a initial quest, 75 rep on the dailies. Um, so then you're looking at different symbols. So these are your typical dailies, the brown, with the yellow exclamation. The harder dailies that are tied in with a specific rep faction, the wardens, are your blues. Um, but there's different blues. So any blues that you see with the whirlpool, these whirlpool symbols are your new dungeon symbol. And then like in Suramar here, you can see the green is your raid. Um, and then the blue is your dungeon. When you get quests that are going to pop up for them, you're going to see this whirlpool here. So like if I was leveling up, if I was looking to do a dungeon today, I would be opening up my maps to see what whirlpools are available to me. So like I wouldn't be looking to do Naltharian's Lair right now because I don't have a quest tied into it. If I can't double up, I'm not gonna head there right away. It's not my priority. Until you have all your gear and you have your artifact power maxed out and stuff like that. Um, so then you have these world gold dragon elite quests here. These are harder than your typical rare elites. So be ready for a fight. Typically you need two, three, maybe even five people to get these done. There are some people who can solo them, so give it a crack. You might have to run away. Um, and then there's these lower blue ones. These typically can be soloed with high-end difficulty. Um, so that kind of gives you an understanding of what you're looking at. So you got your regular quests, you got your gold band leads, which are like your five-man group quests, and then you've got your typical like high difficulty single quests, and then you got your dungeon quests, and these sword is your PvP areas. So some of the stuff that I'm watching pop up as rewards. You've got gold, you've got artifact power. Over here, we've got some order resources, and those are all pretty typical. The ones I feel that you really need to look out for are the ones that are tied to your artifact weapon. So check this out. Let's see. We'll go. Here's my Eldraki Warblades. We're gonna go ahead and shift right click on them, and your Warblades have abilities. So as you're going, you start off with one relic slot, and then as you're progressing, you're unlocking more relic slots. The third one unlocks when you complete your order campaign at your class hall. So I definitely encourage you to get going on the class hall missions right away and such. And you definitely want to try to pick up as much artifact power along the way and start dumping it into um, these sections. So when you go to your class hall, um, one of the things is, if you notice on the left here, it says my total ranks purchase is 15 ranks. So as I've gained more and more points, so if you notice, the cost of my next artifact power is 11,281. And that's just for 1 point going further. So as you progress through this tree, there's a multiplier that's going crazy. Because I think my last one before this one was like 8,000 artifact power. Um, so typically from the rewards, you're getting anywhere from at first it seems like you're only getting trickles of artifact power, and then all of a sudden you start doing quests where you're getting like 1,000 artifact power for certain quests, and you're like, oh, okay, things are starting to stack up. There's research that you're going to be doing at your class hall. If you see on the bottom here, artifact knowledge level 4 increases artifact power gains by 140%. So that's major. I think, um, you definitely want to get going on that right away, and try to get as much artifact knowledge for yourself up there as possible. Um, and then you see there's a passive going on with each rank that you purchase that's increasing, your stamina and damage dealt for every trait purchased. So that's huge. So every time you purchase a trait, you're gaining 1% damage. I mean, the things we used to do for 1% damage, at the high end levels, like, it's unreal. It's like you're re-enchanting a piece with a 10,000 gold enchant just to get 50 DPS. So I'm gonna take us over to the class hall. I want to give you guys a sneak peek of that. So for demon hunters, as you come up to Crassus's landing here, um, you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna do a jump off. So if you press jump 3 times on a demon hunter, it'll activate your glide ability, um, making it really cool to get around. And then you can go ahead and just right click it off whenever you want. But he has a nice double jump. He seems to be able to access elevations like jumping on rocks and stuff that the other classes are not going to have the ability to do. And I think some of the crying on the forums has pushed Blizzard into giving us mounts earlier. But just in my opinion, I don't think they were necessary. I think there was a tremendously nice job done designing the get around. And I think the same as Warlords of Draenor, we could struggle with it for a while. Um, but I think we're getting in. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so you've leveled up, you've done your invasion, you got your artifacts weapon, and now you've leveled to 110. The next thing behind that, I told you to go ahead and clear out all your quests that are in the zones because they're offering you more rep than anywhere else. Come on now, show me the world. Looks like they have a map issue. When you come here into your guys, you can't right click out. Um, but So you've cleared out all your quests, and then you notice here on your main map page you have these metas that are complete four of the Suramar dailies, complete four of the High Mountain dailies. You get one of these meta every day, so typically you could bang out all three, and only one will unlock for you per day. Um, so if you see, I'm behind a day, but they're very easy to bang out, so you don't have to focus all on rep and questing all the time. You don't have to be completely on top of it. You can go bang it all out in one sitting. I would definitely just not recommend letting this get up to three and allowing a quest to fall off on the back end because ultimately you're missing out on 1500 rep um, for that faction that's now on a rotation, and it's not going to be coming back right away. So I definitely, encourage you to be active at the front of the expansion. So once you get leveled up and you started focusing on these metas, we know where to go for our dungeons now because we're going to start looking for these whirlpool symbols so that we can double up on our rewards. Um, and then with pet battles and stuff right now, if you look at your achievements, there's about 120 unique, really unique pet battles that you're going to be doing because you're going to use all the different creature types um, to beat specific trainers. So, I definitely encourage you to subscribe to me. I'm definitely going to try to get those 120 videos out there to you. I'm in the process right now, server permitting. So, um, please subscribe and I'll help you get that stuff done in a timely manner. So um, we're past rep, we've done dungeons. Let's take a walk around the class hall. So the main thing you're picking up here as far as your missions and such. So let's go ahead. You're picking up mainly artifact power and stuff like right there. I picked up my first heavy armor set, which increases my champion's item level by 5 item levels. I found that sitting these characters here as followers, they're gonna level up pretty slowly. Like for me, Altarius, the Suffer, and Akama I can use as an actual combat ally. So I'm actually going to switch mine out and reassign Akama because he's a lower level. But so Altarius the Suffer, item level 760, 110 level. He got there almost instantly when I brought him out into the world. So it's definitely good to bring your followers out there, and then you can bring them back into your garrison. Um, he does a tremendous, nice burst of AOE damage to a group. So if you're beating down guys, he'll knock a good 25% off them. And then as far as troops right now, I have warriors and adepts. As far as uncollected, there's only a couple followers here, so I don't think we're gonna see, the follower selection that we were looking at in Warlords of Draenor. But then when you go ahead, this is gonna be the banner to like pick up your troops. So when you go ahead, you'll come in here. It costs about 20 order resources to recruit a group of troops, and then it's a progression. They'll unlock over time, and those troops will be ready. They just have to train for a little while. And then up here, I have my adepts, my caster type. So then there's a second tier, at least to the demon hunter area. I've got this inactive well in the middle here. I know nothing about it. Says of right now, when I click on it, fell blood frost violently, a swirl of obfuscating shapes bubbling just below the surface. Fantastic. So it's worthless. Um, you've got class hall upgrades. So you either have to choose between one or the other. So like increases the chance for crest rewards to get rare or epic bonus upgrades from now repeatable quests. So doing the dailies and stuff, I'm gonna get epic bonuses, a higher level. Or I can use this ability, enables the hunt ability, which increases the success chance of the first missions you send each day by 20%. So for me, as I was, trying to build up, I was like, hey, just give my missions more of a higher success chance. Definitely sounds good. I'll be using less adepts and using less resources and such. Um, but I won't go into it all. But as you can see, the further down you go, so like I've elected this one, um, but it says time remaining 4 days, 14 hours. So there's a while before it's even going to unlock for you. Um, each one. Um, See, and like I can't learn this right now. So like uh, I'm sorry, my order resources are 25,000. This only costs 10,000, but there's nothing I can do about that right now. Another great thing is this crystal here. So let's see what's gonna happen here. You go ahead and use the sanctum crystal, and there's a there's a really heavy elite up here that you can fight, and by doing so, you'll get this item, Soul Flame of Fortification, increases your maximum health by 25%. It can't be used in Mythic, Keystone Dungeons, raids, or rated PvP, but as you're going around and doing the world stuff, 25% health is huge. You can stack five of them, and this buff lasts for an hour. So don't use it right away. Make sure that you go out to so like let's say you're gonna go fight one of the world bosses and you're gonna tank it. Coming here and picking up one of these soul flames ahead of time is the thing to do. Um, and then go ahead and burn it when you get out there. But that's available to you. This is the big one worth talking about. So down here you have uh, Vahu the Weathered for the Demon Hunter. And if you notice, I have order resources here. When I go ahead and pick up that resource, it's a use ability. Go ahead and use it. And now we were at 140%. Um, if you can see now, increases artifact power gains by 200%. So a 60% bonus on top of what I had. It's huge. Um, and then just make sure that you're constantly creating these work orders and that they're running for you. So you can come in here and you can get all the progress on what you've got going on. Um, so right here, my next pickup will be in 14 hours. So typically I'm looking at tomorrow. I'll grab this up. Okay, so we've gone over the class hall, we've gone over leveling, we've gone over rep. The dungeons look awesome, and like I said, they're definitely fixing the lag issues around here. The pet battles are crazy fun. Do I feel that they've uh, brought life back into World of Warcraft? Yeah, I do. I do. I'm really disappointed that we don't have another PvP battleground right now. That's a big thing for me. I just feel like we've been staying on the same battlegrounds for too long. Um, but there's nothing as of yet. But you can tell they've been working tremendously hard. The art and the detail is it's great. Um, and issues that people have been constantly hitting their head against in previous patches are the things that Blizzard's fixing. Like you have to give them credit for certain things. I mean, the map thing is huge. If you don't look at it like it's huge, I mean, it really is. Because how many times were you sitting there jumping from the map, jumping from your quest log, you're hitting the show map button just to know where to go. Um, just with the research and development. Sorry, I got a crazy ambiance from the loading going on right now. So Japan. Um. So yeah, with that said, we've got a ton of toys we're going after. We've got all these appearances. Um, the appearance situation, I would definitely discourage people at the moment from collecting appearances, even though it seems like the right thing to do. Um, they haven't locked down. In the beginning, we saw a notification underneath each piece. It said like this item has been added to your appearance tab, and we're also getting the double confirmation into chat. But it disappeared. I'm sure it's going to come back at some point. But until it comes back on the bottom of these pieces, like let's say I have 70 pieces that are sitting in my bags, and I'm waiting for the expansion to drop. And the expansion hits, I see this huge spam on my screen saying all these items have been added to my appearance tab, but I'm not 100% all of them have been added. And I don't want to throw those 70 out without doing a double check because I might go ahead and throw something away that's, a 0.01% drop rate and a piece that I prize more than some of the other ones. So, until I see the double confirmation on the piece, like I literally want to see right here on the piece, this item has been added to your appearance tab, and then I will go ahead and vendor it. Um, I'm not gonna sit there and put myself into a situation right now um, where it might not be ready for the launch. And if it's not ready for the launch, um, then now you have all these pieces in your bags that you don't necessarily know if you can throw out or can't throw out, and it could become a huge cluster right at the beginning of the expansion. Um, and you have to forgive Blizzard for this. I look at it like there's like 7,000 pieces for every class type that they have to lock down. The item numbers and all the stuff. It's a tremendous endeavor that they're on. So I tip my hat to them for getting that stuff going. Um, did I mention you need 5,700 pet charms? You're like, what? No, you need 1,700 for the vendor Dramus in Dalaran just to purchase his pets and toys. And then I've seen like 54 unique pets so far. And if you take 54 and times it by 25, you get like 1,300, and 1,300 at 3 pet charms a level. If you go ahead and purchase the Flawless Stones, is like 4,000 pet charms, and then you add the 1,700 to it, it's 5,700 pet charms. So I encourage people to get out there and get that going ASAP. Um, and my bags definitely should not look like this. I've just been holding on to stuff, as I'm leveling up. It's been very clean, the bag space in regards to the items you're picking up in the expansion. We're seeing a lot of redundancy on grays, which is great because all I want is that stuff to stack in my bags. I don't want a unique gray for every spot in my bag. It's like the worst possible thing. Um, the the art is incredible. Um, the professions seem like they're really actually catering to the gear and items and professions, so that's really exciting. Because for me, I've always leveled up my professions. For me, I'm a tailor and elk, and what I've always been working on was just getting my tailoring up and using all my resources to make bags and sell bags, and that's it. Because every piece of tailoring gear I've never used. I used the Frost Weave Shadow shoulders and robe in Burning Crusade, and they eliminated those. They're actually they're not in the game anymore. So, so it's like the one piece that I did use. Oh, and I used the sash, the crafting belt from Wrath of the Lich King. I used that belt for a little while, and that's like it. It's like so. I'm excited to hear that we're actually going to be starting to use some of these pieces again, and they're going to be viable. Um, and uh, and I think that might be all I have for you. Um, Blood of Sargeras is a crafting soulbound reagent that's awarded from the dailies throughout the zones. So, If you're focusing on making crafted pieces, go after as much blood as you see, um, kind of thing. So I think I've painted a pretty good picture for everyone. So I think I'm gonna leave you off there. Once again, I'd really appreciate if people would subscribe. I have 120 pet videos coming out there, so especially if you're interested in the pets. But we've got other Legion tips and tricks coming at you. Um, but yeah, um, I hope to see you out there. If you message me in game, I'll help you in any way I can. And good luck to you.